Hello! Today I'm here to do a manga reading log for the months of June, July, and August. The title just says August, but I never did videos for June, July, so I thought I'd just wrap it all in one video. I didn't actually read that much in July, so that's why I kind of figured I can get away with this. I know I haven't been posting lately, and that's because I've just been busy and I forget, but I had the time now, so I thought I'd just go ahead and do it. So the first thing I have that I read was A Sign of Affection Volume 1, and this is a very cute josei romance between our main characters here, Yuki, who is deaf, and then Itsuomi, who is of course able to hear and loves to travel extensively. They meet on the train one day, and after that they kind of just start getting more involved with one another and start falling for each other, basically. And that's all there is to it. I don't want to give too much away, but this was such a wholesome and sweet first volume, so I'm really glad I picked it up. I wish there was more volumes, but we gotta wait. And this I gave a 4 out of 5 stars. So next up I read Yona of the Dawn, volumes 14, 15, and 16. Technically these are rereads for me, however, I still, so these are technically rereads, so I'm kind of going at a snail's pace, because once I catch up, then that's all there is, and then I have to wait for each release. But so this is the Water Tribe arc, which I really love because I love the characters that we get introduced to in this arc. Like Lily, this one right here. And, there's not much to it. I mean, Yona of the Dawn is a solid shoujo kind of action story, and everyone loves it, everyone knows it, and it deserves all the recognition. And this I also gave, like, the whole arc 4 out of 5 stars. Oh, okay. Sorry I wasn't trying to manhandle it. So next up was another reread, and that is Noragami volumes 13 and 14. Again, with this one, I'm going at a snail's pace, because once I catch up, then I have to wait, and Noragami is kind of very slow on its new releases. So yeah. And in these two volumes, we kind of learn more about Yato's past, and also the Hiyori hospital incident. So I would flip through, but there's most likely spoilers here, so I'm not going to do that much. But I will never stop praising Noragami. Everyone should read it. It's fantasy action. It's good stuff. So, yes. So then next up, we have Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter, volumes 1 and 2. So this is kind of what is typically called Otome Isekai, where we have a Japanese working woman who one day dies and gets transmigrated into the world of an Otome game, and, has to avoid doom, basically. But I think what is different about this story is that it's a lot more focused on bureaucracy and like kind of those red tape projects where taxes, economy, administrative work. That's what I was looking for. So in that sense, sometimes some of it gets a little dull, because I don't want to read about administrative work. However, I do think that's what makes it unique, and also it gets more into political intrigue as well in the later volumes, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, and this I believe gave volume 1 4 out of 5, volume 2 3 stars, because volume 2 was very heavy on the administrative aspect of it. So then, next up, I have The Golden Sheep. And this is, volumes 1 through 3, which is a whole series. And this I picked up because it kind of sounded a lot like Anohana, because it's about this group of friends who kind of get reunited when one of the friends moves back to the hometown, and she kind of figures out that everything's not how it used to be, so she kind of has to deal with all these different changes in the friend dynamics. And so that obviously appealed to me because, again, it sounds like Anohana in a sense. And, you know, the first volume was really good in setting up those conflicts and the characters. And then volume 2, it was still pretty good, I'd say. Very thin. But it was funny, right? Now, I'm not trying to get into spoilers, which is why I'm trying to talk very vague. But then volume 3 hit. And the problem is, I can't say it felt rushed because it's only 3 volumes, but I felt like it could have gone on longer, and I think it would have been better if it gone on longer, so we could have had those more unresolved, more of those conflicts resolved, because I feel like there were some things that were kind of just left up in the air and just were kind of resolved just for the sake of the ending. So the ending was a little bit of a disappointment because I wanted so much more, and I felt like there could have been so much more. Like, I thought the story could have been opened up a lot more and examined more of their dynamics and their friend group. But I still say it's a good story. If you're thinking of reading it, just be forewarned that it's a very short series, so keep your expectations low, I would say. And then I also got Holic, volumes 1 through 7. Oh, not 1 through 7. 5 through 7, which is the remaining of the story in these omnibus versions. And if you don't know what Holic is about, it's kind of this, I would say, paranormal slice of life where we follow our main character, Watanuki, who one day stumbles upon this shop that grants wishes, and he kind of starts getting involved with the shop owner Yuko, who's kind of a witch, and it's just shenanigans from there, to be honest. But there is more substance to this because it's also a coming of age story for our main character here, Watanuki, as he kind of learns to grow into himself and also love himself and, you know, acknowledge his own self-worth. Oh, it's out of order. This is volume 4. So I guess it's actually, I read volumes 4 through 7. So yeah. Now, the only problem with this, and when it came to like the ending part, is that it gets tied into Clamp's other work, Tsubasa Chronicles, which isn't bad. And I think I admire Clamp for trying to tie all their titles together, trying to put Easter eggs here, there, and everywhere. But the problem is that it kind of bogs down the story and makes things more complicated than what it needs to be. And so that's the only thing I was kind of bummed out with this series, because I didn't think it needed that crossover. Because I think what they were trying to go for could have been done without tying it to Tsubasa. But it didn't totally hinder my reading experience. I was still pretty happy. So, yeah, and this is still one of my favorite series. Now, there's also a sequel, Holic Ray, but that is actually incomplete, so I don't want to pick it up and read it if it's just not going to have a satisfying ending. And I think for this like original series, while the ending is bittersweet, it's still a good ending, pretty a solid ending. So I might just stop here and not read Ray, or I might pick it up because the titles are really, not the title, the cover art is really nice, but I don't think I would read it. Just gonna put that there and move things around a little bit. So then, wait, let me make some room. So next up, I read, this is going to be hard. Okay. Demon Slayer, and I read 16 to 23, which is basically the final arc. And what can I say? I love Demon Slayer, and I really can't wait for this arc to get animated because I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And I know there's a lot of kind of mixed feelings with the ending of Demon Slayer. I will say I liked it. I understand what people are saying. It's kind of mid or just average, or it felt rushed, and I think that's because it was rushed. But for me, I will always love this series, mostly because I loved the characters, and I think that's what really kept me engaged with the story and absolutely following along, because I wanted to see how they would end up. So this will also be, I gotta say, one of my favorite series of all time. That isn't today to say that it's objectively the greatest series of all time. Just for me, I have so many memories associated with this manga series. You know, following the chapters as they were released, joining discussions on Reddit, things like that, and then, you know, picking up the volumes as they were released in English. So, and then of course the characters. So I will always really love this series. And then the last thing I have is, ooh, let's see if I can get this. Ooh, okay, Daytime Shooting Star, the whole series. Oh, can I? Oh, there we go. Awesome. So yeah, 1 through 12, I'd say. And this is a shoujo romance that follows our main character, Suzume, who moves to Tokyo after her parents kind of get sent to work abroad. And she begins to live with her uncle. And while there, she gets caught up in a love triangle between her teacher and a classmate. And I know that that initial plot sounds bad, because there is allegedly an age gap relationship, but I think the way it was handled was really very well, very good. And the reason I say that is because, actually I can't say, but sorry, I'm talking very vague. I'm still trying to get the hang of all this. But I think Daytime Shooting Star is wonderful because it is a story about first love and kind of the emotions that you get when you start to experience it, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then we, you know, not only first love for Suzume, but for the people around her. And then trying to discover who you are in these relationships, but also as well standing up for yourself as she learns how to, you know, set boundaries and really voice her concerns and her, you know, her needs, which is good. So yeah, I definitely recommend Daytime Shooting Star if you want a shoujo romance. And if you're concerned about the teacher-student relationship, I'd say try it, because I think Mika Yamamori does a really good, like, kind of subverts expectations in a sense. So yeah. Then I just love these cover arts. Very beautiful. 12. And yeah, so those were all the manga volumes I read in the months of June, July, and August. Thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around to the end, I know this was very jumbled and messy, but I'm still trying to get the hang of this. So yeah, thank you so much. And my next video will hopefully be a August manga haul. Again, I'm so behind on so many things, but I'm trying to catch up. So yes, bye. Thank you so much for watching.